Okay, so this is the first episode of a new series based around a largely forgotten 90s film magazine called Neon, which was like the cool alternative, loved sort of 70s cinema, would ask celebrities what their favourite Chevy Chase film was. In issue 7, they gave away this little Bible, 1,000 essential movies on video. So this basically came up with different categories. So for instance, here you have carry-on movies. So it's the 10 best carry-on movies. Which one that you should avoid at the bottom. So the like ghost stories, great bad guy movies, post-apocalyptic movies, straight-to-video movies, Stephen King adaptations. I have thumbed through this so many times. You can see quite how beaten up it is. I've always wanted to try and go through and watch everything that's in here. I have watched quite a few of these things over the years, but not really made a massive dent. So making a video series, I thought that's a good way to start ticking off the list so I can slowly work my way through. Something else that has occurred to me over the years as well is that this was published in 1997. So that's almost 30 years worth of movies that have come out since then. So whereas, you know, historical epics, they've got a Lawrence of Arabia here, and, you know, heist movies, got Reservoir Dogs, there's probably been some other heist movies that you would probably replace some of these with. I'm going to go through the films that are in here, just tick them all off. I'm going to go through the actual individual lists, like big business movies, biopics. I'm going to pair up movies. So for instance, one of the biopics is Ed Wood, but in here you've also got Ed Wood movies like Plan 9 from Outer Space and Glen or Glenda. So I'm going to try and watch those all together and then make a video just about those. I'm also going to make some episodes just about new lists, stuff that they wouldn't have really occurred to them at the time. Like for instance, video game movies. There's so many of those now. Or like comic book movies, and not categories that were in here. It says here, there are currently 37,042 films available on video in Britain, and most of them are rubbish. So what to choose when faced with 100 years worth of cinema, shuffled, boxed and accompanied by a deliberately misleading 40-word synopsis? It's pretty tricky to know what to choose. Because I'm planning on doing this over probably will be quite a while, because obviously there's at least 1,000 movies to go through on there, and any more modern things to go with it, etc, etc. I've made a little list of the movies that I have recently watched, or like in the last 6 months, that do appear in the book. So we've got Yellow Submarine, the Beatles movie, in the animation section. 48 Hours, The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, The Warriors, The Untouchables, True Romance, The Big Sleep, Reanimator, The Fly, The Hard Way, Demolition Man, Quatermass and the Pit, Wayne's World, Star Wars, Predator 2, Gremlins, Happy Gilmore, Mallrats, Time Bandits and The Evil Dead. So I pretty much watched all those in the last 6 to 12 months. So I didn't want to like make videos about them. Now I wanted to go back and pair them up with other stuff. For instance, Happy Gilmore, I could watch the new Netflix movie sequel. Or Gremlins 2, which I know is in a different category. Here it's in small town movies. I believe it's in big business movies in the book. So those ones I will eventually cover down the line, but because they're still fairly fresh, I didn't want to go back to them too early. So that is basically it. I thought I'd give maybe some of these movies, a lot of these movies I had seen previously before watching them recently. The only real ones here that I hadn't seen before, I think it's actually only 48 Hours, which people seem to love that movie. I really did not like it at all. It just seemed like Nick Nolte being racist for an hour and a half. Maybe it's something to do with the different sensibilities of, 1984 or whenever this was made, and 2025. That some of the jokes are a bit like, ooh, no thank you. But yeah, some of these have become favourites of mine, like Reanimator. Only watched it a few years ago. Heard about it from this book. Absolutely love it. Watched it several times. Again, I think Quatermass in the Pit I heard about from this book. The Warriors, again, heard about it from this book. Didn't know about it before. So it has been a almost film bible. I've gone back to the well so many times that I thought finally I would make a video about it, make a series of videos about it. And if I commit to making a series of videos about it, I've made a commitment to work my way through the book. So there we go. So I have already gone and marked out what the first couple of episodes are going to be. So the first one was just like an introduction. The first delve into the book, it's going to be the first category, which is alien movies. So I'll just kind of run through them a little bit. Then I'm going to do an episode about Yellow Submarine, which was number 28 out of the 1,000. And I paired that up with a more modern film, Interstellar 5555, which is the Daft Punk anime, which kind of similar, not vibe, completely different musical styles, but similar kind of movie. And then the next episode would be like modern lists. What kind of modern lists we could have added to the book that basically include films from 97 to 2025. I've updating lists, adding new lists, etc, etc. But yeah, that's the basics. So there you go, that's the intro out of the way. I intend to do these episodes about once a week. I am recording this really early. This is currently October 2025. I keep mentioning 2025, but I'm not intending on putting these on YouTube until January 2026. So it gives me time to make a number of videos, watch a number of films, and means that I can kind of do one a week, which is my aim. As with lots of things I do, I will probably slack off. I will probably forget to do stuff. I'll probably fall behind. But, good intentions are where you start. So long. Farewell.